Hello Gemini, Jessica here with Cardinal Signs. I hope that you're doing well. So for this reading, we're going to be taking a look at the first half of October, starting with general messages, and then we'll move on and we'll take a look into the crystal for any additional messages that you may need to hear for these first 2 weeks of October. We'll conclude the reading by taking a look into love and romance for both yourself and your partner or potential partner. So let's begin. This is for Gemini. General messages and energies for the first half of October. What does Gemini need to know for the first half of October? Okay, so the overall energy, we have the World, completion. You also have the Hierophant, nothingness. We have the Knight of Swords, the mind. Queen of Wands, sharing. And the Magician. Okay. I feel with this card, this is generally a very positive card, where we are successfully concluding a phase in our life. Right now, this card is showing that this can be the case for you, but for some reason there is some kind of last minute shift where you're feeling a little bit jumbled up. So I think everything has been falling into place quite nicely. And all of a sudden something is happening that doesn't quite fit in with your plans. There is some kind of wrench being thrown into the mix here, and you're having to perhaps scramble and adapt to this last minute change and modify your plans so that this circumstance that is a little bit irksome is going to fit into the bigger picture here and allow you to ultimately put the finishing touches on whatever it is that you are trying to conclude. So that's the overall energy. Now this wrench, this kind of last minute change that is a bit of an obstacle initially is going to throw you for a bit of a loop. I can see you kind of freezing up here with this Knight of Swords energy, the mind energy, and you are pulling out all the stops, trying to come to some kind of resourceful conclusion on how you're going to fit in with this weird obstacle, how that's going to fit in with your plans. And it's not coming easy at first. This is going to take a little bit of time to process and come to some kind of, successful resolution. It's like you're drawing a blank here with the nothingness card. This is a card about tradition, but right now I'm seeing that you are frozen in a bit of a panic, and it's like your mind just goes blank. And usually you're very resourceful, especially, in terms of how you think. You're very light on your toes when it comes to having a quick solution to a problem. This is probably a fairly significant problem, or it's the set of circumstances, it's very weighty. There's a lot of weight resting on you bringing this to a successful conclusion, and that's causing you to panic a bit. So knowing this in advance will help you when and if, it's not set in stone, if this happens where you have this bizarre thing all of a sudden being thrown into the mix. Knowing this in advance, take the 10 seconds that you need to allow the freeze up, rather than letting this drag out for hours, days, weeks, however long it might take. Allow the 10 seconds of mind blank. Breathe, a lot of breathing, deep breaths, and then go back to being the very quick-minded, resourceful Gemini that you are, and don't let this mind overload take control of you. You are going to have a breakthrough, and it's up to you when you're going to have that breakthrough. So if you let this energy get the better of you, then it's going to take a long time, and it's going to be a lot harder to finally find the solution that you need to get this obstacle out of your way. But we do have this light with the Queen of Wands. This can be an actual person coming in and helping you fix this problem, or this can be an energy, and this energy is very warm, and it's a guiding light that is going to help you to move forward with clarity, and it's some kind of resource that you need. Now you also have the Magician card, and we can see that this is a very peaceful and contemplative energy. So if you need to do a little bit of a retreat, take some time for yourself, get quiet, and that's when the inspiration, when that breakthrough where you can let this go, and really let the light come in, because this is very difficult to get through, but I'm happy that you have this beautiful light coming in to get rid of that darkness. So, like I said, this doesn't have to take a long time. This can literally take 10 seconds if that's all you let it take, knowing in advance that this may be something that you're going to be challenged with. On the other hand, if this is allowed to perpetuate, I feel like this is something that could linger with you for way too long, and it would get really uncomfortable and frustrating. So try to nip it in the bud if you can. Like I said, take those deep breaths and then get right back to being your normal, quick-minded self. So let's take a look into the crystal and see if we can get any more clarification on that. For Gemini, first half of October. Okay. Whatever this strange thing that's happening, this, I'm going to call it an obstacle, there is a lot more to it than meets the eye. It's almost like an iceberg, is what's being shown to me. But there is a way to get to the bottom of it and really see it for what it is. And it's almost like you're going to have to siphon off a lot of extra non-relevant information or whatever it might be. There's a lot of non-relevant stuff that comes along with this obstacle, but you really have to get down to the heart of it, and once you do, that's going to allow you to solve how you're going to make this work for you rather than work against you. This next message is a bit unclear the way it's coming in. They're showing me a gummy bear, and I honestly have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Normally things come fairly readily what it's supposed to mean. I can only presume that this is going to, when you ultimately win over whatever this is, because you're going to win, you're going to overcome it, you're going to really enjoy that. There's going to be like this sweet satisfaction of triumphing over whatever this wrench in your plans is. Once you figure it out, it's going to go away really quickly. I'm seeing it's like this big whoosh of water and everything is just flushing out and clearing the way, and ultimately you're going to have this final world conclusion success that you are looking forward to. So this was a bizarre message for the world, but that's the way it was coming up. So I do see you ultimately being successful and attaining the completion that you are looking for within this circumstance. So it looks like it's going to be okay. It's a challenge, that's all, and you are more than able to overcome it. So let's take a look now into love and romance for you and your partner or potential partner. For Gemini, love and romance for the first half of October. Okay, overall energy for yourself, we have the Moon. You also have the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Now your partner, overall energy is coming in with the Two of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Magician. Okay. So with the Moon, this can indicate that you're a little bit unclear about something or a little bit unsure. This can be uncertain about how you feel about the relationship and your partner. This can be unsure about where the relationship is going, where you want it to go, or where your partner seems to want it to go. It can go many different ways, but basically this is you trying to sort things out that are a little bit mysterious and elusive to you. This is being confirmed by the Page of Pentacles because this is a very foggy card. We can see how there is a lot of mist and fog, and it's indicating the frame of mind and the set of circumstances that you find yourself in. Now, the nice thing is that you do have this little light here, this little beacon of light that is going to help you find your way. And you do, of course, have the Moon shedding a little bit of light too. It's meager light, so it's enough for you to kind of find your way through, but it's certainly not, you know, as illuminating and clear as if you had the sun. So it may require a little bit more patience, a little bit more time to sort through the way that you're thinking and feeling and figuring out where your partner's at. So I think a lot of you Geminis are doing a little bit of soul searching and basically just figuring out where you're at and where you want to go. Now you do have the Queen of Pentacles to rely on. This is most likely an energy for you. And you do have it's the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. And this is a nice transition because you are coming to a place where there's a lot more depth and maturity with the Queen. So you are growing through this process. And this is a fairly significant leap that you're taking. So you're going to, once you get through this energy, this questioning energy, you are going to feel a lot more secure about where you're at, a lot more comfortable and grounded. I also think you're going to feel like you have more to offer. So you may be a little bit more withdrawn, you know, more looking within for the next 2 weeks, rather than there be a focus on the external relationship. This is kind of more an internal focus. But once you overcome and find your way and get more clarity on whatever this is that you're questioning, you're going to feel that you have a lot more to offer to the relationship and to your partner. So it's ultimately a good thing here that's going on. Now your partner is in the frame of mind of partnership. So Two of Wands is about partnership. Now, they are looking forward into the future, and they have a lot of optimism here, and they also have a lot of courage. So your partner has very different energy from you at this time. I feel like here's an example of what could be going on. Your partner is very ready to, move forward and maybe take things to the next level, and it's almost like they have this like pent up anticipation and excitement to just get there already. Whereas you need to take things a little bit more slowly. Take your time with this. Really make sure that you're ready and comfortable. So you are questioning, you're working through things. I can see this being perhaps frustrating for your partner because they feel so ready. But ultimately, you have to honor what you need. You need to take that time to make sure you don't do something that you're going to regret further down the road. Your partner is coming in here with the Ace of Swords. So while they may be frustrated, they are going to understand what it is that you're doing, where you're coming from. This is a card of, just intuitive understanding. So I'm glad that they are coming in here with this because they're not going to be pushing you outside of your comfort zone. They're going to honor where you're at. Your partner is also coming in here with the Magician. So this means like while you are doing your thing, working on what it is that you need to work on, they're not just going to be sitting around twiddling their thumbs. They are able to keep themselves endlessly occupied and amused, and they're basically not going to be getting up to no good. They're going to be, they're very honorable, noble. They're coming in here with an enormous amount of good intentions and truth as well. So sure, they just can't wait to, run off into the future, but as I said, they're going to honor you and where you're at. And in the meantime, they're going to find another outlet through which they can kind of vent off this energy that they have pent up inside them. I see them really tightly coiled. They're like a spring, and they're just ready to explode. So I'm glad they have a different channel that they can kind of funnel that through while you're doing your thing. So all in all, it doesn't look too bad. From your part, there's a lot of internal work to be done, Gemini. And once you do that, I think you're going to be very happy and content with where it is that you find yourself here. Your energy is going to be coming in really, really nice. So it looks good for you. So I'm going to draw the reading to a close at that. So I hope that you found these messages helpful, and I certainly hope that you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like a personal reading, you can find my email in the description box below. So I will see you again in a couple weeks for your next 2-week forecast. Take care of yourself until then.